Okay, we will get started. So mainly, let me share my screen. A couple things to go over. So here is our week at a glance. So I'm going to go over some stuff from last week because I made a mistake. I didn't publish the Google Drive for you all to put your clips into. And then I think, yes, I think all of y'all have already joined our video class because we're going to start moving into that, the video.
I think Mason, I told Mason's mom.
All right, so let's go to, and there's just a reminder for that. So let's go back here. So last week, I forgot to, I told you all that I would have this information and I didn't push publish. So that was my fault. So couple things. So here's if you wanted to do it this way, now again, you can shoot it on your camera and put the link in that way. But if you wanted to just record it here was just how to use the screen recorder in video. And all of y'all have joined the video, so you don't need to refer back to that. And then here's green screen, because in the video, if you've looked in there, it has the little backgrounds you can add. So all you have to do for that is have a plain green. It has to be kind of like Crayola green or blue background. That could be a sheet. It could be a piece of paper. It could be, if you happen to have a wall that color, you just shoot it on that. And then when you get into the editing, you can drop in any background you want. So I put that in there. And then here's what the big thing that I forgot to publish. This is where you can share your clips. So if you all have recorded your segment already, this is where I need you to drop it. Someone in the morning had sent me, he did it in video, but he had forgotten to join the class thing. So we had this obnoxious like video like watermark on the top. And then he sent me a link. And so I can't edit the link into the video. So with that, did y'all get a chance to record your clips yet?
No. When am I supposed to have that done?
Well, I said Friday, but that's okay, because I only got the one link. And again, part of that was my fault. I didn't, and then it came weekend. I'm sure no one was like thinking of it after that to let me know. Not a big deal, and I'm not stressing over it. So if you didn't do it yet, just get it done here in what I'm thinking is ideally if I could have it by tomorrow, but what I'm planning to do is edit the show together Wednesday. So, so yeah, if you didn't get it done, just get it done here today, tomorrow, as long as I have it by Wednesday would be fantastic. Aiden, how about you? Did you get yours done yet?
No, I'm sorry, I haven't.
Okay, as I said, none of us are stressing over it. It's not a big deal. We're going to get it done. Urbane, how about you?
No.
Okay, that's okay. And this is kind of leading into what my next little what we're going to discuss today is, because I think I realized it too, where I had said I was going to publish certain things, and then Friday got here, and I was like, you know, my mind was a million places, and I forgot to do that. So I think it sounds like we are all in the absolute same boat. So we are not going to cause a moment's stress on it. We are going to regroup, and we're just going to get it done. So that's there. So that's in last week under Friday, where it should have been all along. So just get that done. And then, as I said, if you can get that to me loaded into that shared Google, so just upload so if you're using video, for example, you're gonna have to download the clip and then upload that clip to the Google folder. So, and then I'll put it all together. And then just again, looking ahead, we're going to start getting into shooting this week, shooting video, lighting for interviews and all of that. So I'm really excited about this. So that's another reason why I wanted to make sure everyone had joined the We video, because we're going to start getting into the editing and doing some really cool stuff. So I am excited about that. So Mindful Monday. I decided it was time for a Mindful Monday, AKA we can call it Mental Health Monday, whatever works for you. Again, because I realized like last week, I just had such a busy, crazy week, and it just kind of, I was just, by the end of the week, I was just exhausted. I just kind of, do any of y'all ever just go, and then you like hit that wall and you're like, done. And that's kind of where I was Friday. And Friday after I left school, I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I haven't crafted forever. I went to Michael's, I bought stuff, and I made a Halloween wreath. And it didn't take me long to make it. But I made it Saturday morning, I think it was. Yeah, I bought it off Friday. I started Friday, I finished it Saturday. And it was so relaxing to just do my little craft for a minute, and I made time for myself. I felt better. I was more relaxed. I didn't worry about work. I didn't go in and check if anyone had, after Friday, sent me the clips. I'm like, we will deal with that Monday. It'll be good. And I felt better. So my question to you, and these are some studies. There have been lots of studies that it is so important for us to take time, and we're all doing this weird virtual learning now. And even though we're at home and we're not having to come and go, it's stressful because it's different. And someone this morning brought up a good point that she said she gets overwhelmed sometimes if she gets assignments from 2 different teachers on the same days that each have all these things, and it's just kind of overwhelming, like, oh, what do I do first? And whereas when we're in the structure of the classroom, I think it's a lot easier in some ways. So when we make time, we're going to reduce our stress and anxiety, which then improves our focus and our performance. We're going to be in a better mood. You're going to get better grades because you're not going to be so overwhelmed. So have any of y'all been so overwhelmed? You're like, I just got to get it done. And so you just do it to get it done, but it's not your best. And then your grade suffers, right? Because it's not your best. Have you done that, Urbane?
Yes, I
Yeah,
have.
I think we all have, if we're being honest. Because we think, oh, well, we'll just get it done. But then we don't feel good about our work, And then 2, greater empathy and perspective taking. Sometimes it's easy to get wrapped up in our own lives and what's going on with us. And, if we just stop for a minute, look around, we realize A, we're not alone, and B, that, empathy for what other people are going through. And then just our social skills. So what I'm going to ask you, and I want each of you to give me one. I want one word about how you have been feeling in general. So we've been doing this now for what, 2.5 months? Is that about right? September, October. Yeah. Coming up on 2.5 months. So in general lately, because I think when we first got started, we're all excited and we're going, we're figuring it out. And now we're just kind of in this place now. That's why I hit my wall Friday. One word that describes how you've been feeling in general lately. Any volunteers to go first?
I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
Or if Amaya go first.
Okay, Caitlin, go ahead.
I would say that my word would be frazzled.
Frazzled. Ooh, that's a good word. I like that word. Okay, frazzled. Good. Amaya, did you have one?
It's just a lot of feelings at once. I'll say, I'll just say weary.
Weary. Okay. I like that too. Okay, Urbane or Aiden, do you have a word?
Sorry, what are we giving words for?
Just one word for how you have felt lately in general.
Irritated.
Irritated. All right. Urbane?
I'll say confident.
Confident. Ooh. Okay. So with that, Urbane, I'm going to stick with you because yours is so different than the others. So Urbane, what about, and I'm glad to hear this too. So what about lately are you starting to feel confidence? Why is that your word?
I just said it because like I'm normally a shy person. Yeah.
Okay, so have you found, and you're not the only one because I think this has been beneficial. Have you found that it has been easier if you're shy because you aren't in the big classroom with people staring at you? Have you found it easier to come out of your shell doing this virtually?
Sometimes.
Okay, I like that. Confidence. So I'm going to ask you this question too, because your word puts you in a different place. So I'm going to ask you, how did you get to that place? How did you kind of problem solve, if you will, when you were feeling not as confident? What did you do to help build your confidence?
Um, I didn't do that much, but most of the things I did was like just keep trying to like not be shy, like just keep trying.
That sums it up. You just keep trying, right? Giving up is Giving up is a surefire way to not succeed, right? But you just keep trying. Keep keeping on, as my mom says. You just keep keeping on. Doesn't mean it's always easy, but you do it. Wonderful, Urbane. Let's see. Maya, you were wary, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now we're gonna, and anyone else, feel free to chime in on these if you have things. What if you could pinpoint with all this is causing you to feel wary?
Are you asking me or are you asking the whole class?
I'm asking you because we're on your word right now, but we're going to get to problem solving. And if people have ideas, they can jump in.
Okay, so I feel really worried because I'm just tired from all the work, and then I'm tired of school at this point. So I usually like school. I love going. I love doing work or whatever. But I'm just tired of the whole situation, and I have to agree with her. I'm irritated with it, and I'm just tired. I'm tired because of it. I'm tired with it. My mind is tired. I'm losing my mind. Miss
Right?
Ralph.
But that was me Friday. So now problem solve it. I made a wreath. I know it sounds silly, but I made a wreath. And that felt, in the moment, I felt better. So what can you do, Amaya, to make it a little better? That means it's going to poof go away, but what can you do to make it a little bit better?
Well, this weekend I hung out with friends, which kind of just took my mind off it.
Good. Okay, good. So you made time for friends. Because as I tell everyone, the work's still going to be here. The work ain't going to go away. That's why, I mean, I usually go home and I work all weekend. I try to grade, get caught up on grades. I didn't do any of that this weekend because you know what? It's all still here. It didn't go anywhere. It's all waiting for me to do today. So, you do something. So you saw your friends. So what can you do this week? What can you do? Today's Monday. So what can you do this week to help you? Because again, we have to do the work, right? All of us still have to do the work. So what can you do this week to help you not feel as weary and irritated?
Plan my timing better.
Okay.
Because usually after classes, I'm just so sick of school. I don't even want to be bothered with my work. So I spend just so much hours just lounging and decompressing. And then it gets nighttime and I'm like, oh, I need to do my work due at 12.
Yep. Sounds like me. I'm addicted to online jigsaw puzzles. So I'll sit there and, online jigsaw puzzle. And passes time, like I spend too much time doing that. And I'm the same way. And then at midnight, I'm like, oop. Okay, Caitlin, yours was frazzled. So what's put you in a state of being frazzled?
I think that it's like a combination of like all the work that I'm doing. Not only is it like my actual job, but it's also keeping up with all my classes, and also dealing with like college and FAFSA stuff is
Yeah.
also super overwhelming. So
That's a lot on your plate. So what can you do to problem solve to make it a little better this week? It's hard. This is why we call this being mindful. Sometimes we have to stop and think about it. Like what can I do? Because when you have so much to do, sometimes it is like if you come to school and then you got to go to work and then you got to come home and fill out your FAFSA, and it's a lot. So what can you do, Caitlin? What do you think you could do?
I have a calendar. I don't put it to much use. That's probably why it's a problem. I think it's just a matter of like taking the time to do it. It just sometimes feels like there's not enough hours in the day, but I just need to be realistic and put time aside for it.
All right, use the calendar. I'm the same way. I've got one and I'm 50-50 on using it, but when I use it and I write my things down, I'm much more organized and I can cross it off, and then it doesn't seem as overwhelming, because when it's all swirling in your head, it's overwhelming. All right, good problem solving. Aiden, irritated, another really good descriptive word. So what's the source of the irritation?
My brothers.
There you go. And Aiden, if I can share with everyone, she's the only girl. She's got a house full of brothers. So she
All younger brothers.
yeah,
I
she's
don't
the
even have
old,
any older brothers.
yeah, she's the old, she and her mom are the only women in the house with all boys and younger. So Aiden, that's a tough one because you can't kick them out of the house. So what coping strategies when you're trying to get your work done can you do when you have younger brothers?
I listen to music and write or read.
Good. But I could see sometimes if you're trying to do that, like especially reading, and they're like, hey, you know, or in the other room playing and being loud, that would make me irritate too. Like when you're actually trying to do it, makes you feel better and you might still hear it. So good. Anyone else? Let's see. Well, I know Caitlin, you're only child like me. Urbane, you have siblings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I met your precious little brothers. So do you have any things when you're needing to have quiet time, that any coping things that work in your house for when you got those siblings around?
Not much. Like they're like cool, and they don't make that much noise, and yeah, I think they're cool. I don't get like irritated that much.
Yours, though, I think yours were a lot younger than Aiden's. Hers are old enough to be at that age that are going to bug their big sister. So, all right. So here's my assignment. Amaya, I was going to ask you too. Did your older brother, does he live in the house anymore? Or are you it?
He lives in the house.
He also, he kind of keeps to himself, doesn't he?
Yes, I'm the one who bugs him.
You bug him? Okay.
Yeah, when I feel like it, because most of the time we just keep to ourselves, or we just come together and we hang out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm the annoying one.
Yeah, I think sometimes age has a lot to do with that on siblings. So here's my my homework, my assignment for you. And I'm going to ask you tomorrow. I want you to do one thing today or tonight for 15 minutes. I just want you to pick one thing, and I want you to set aside 15 minutes for yourself to do something that's going to make you feel good. So if it's, just sitting back and closing your eyes and listening to some music, if it's journaling, if it's a adult coloring book, if it's something that will make you relax. So think of one thing that you're going to do, and then tomorrow, and you don't have to necessarily share it with us. I'm just going to ask you tomorrow, did you do one thing for you for 15 minutes? So maybe if you have homework tonight, you pull out that calendar or your planner hour by, and you schedule in that, because it's easy. We all know it. We've all been there. Before you know it, I mean, like today, as I think I was telling Caitlin, I came in, I sat down at 8:15. I was on my computer, and I've got the less than 1,000 steps for the day to prove it. I did not get out of my seat until 12:15. And I looked up and I said, oh my goodness, I've got class in 30 minutes. Haven't had my lunch yet, because I just got in a zone doing all the work that waited for me. And so it's easy. Maybe you need to set a little timer, an alarm to remind you, time to take a break. But that's my homework for you tonight. I want you to spend 15 minutes for yourself, doing something that will make you happy and calm, okay? And again, you don't have to tell me what it is, but tomorrow I'm going to say, did you do something for you for 15 minutes? Good assignment? Yes.
That's a great assignment. I have a question though.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want me just to do that? Because my problem is I give myself too much time, and then because I'm so tired of school, so I just say, no, I'm not going to touch the laptop anymore. And then I get to nighttime, and it's time to do the work, and then I get irritated, and I sit there with an attitude, and I just type up something so that I can turn it in.
All right, I like your honesty. So what I'm going to, because my assignment to you then, I want you to sit and make a to-do list for the week.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I want you to do. I want you to make a to-do list, and that way I think that's going to help you feel less wary, because you're going to have it on paper of what you need to do. And then that's going to allow you to schedule in your me time, but in appropriate time chunks. Okay? So I want a to-do list for you. All right, do y'all have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna do it too. I need to start scheduling in my 15 minutes a week too, so I don't hit a wall on Friday again, because that's exhausting. So, and maybe too, I'll throw this out there to y'all too. So I love sushi, and so that was another thing I did after Michael's, is I went and treated myself to sushi, because when I eat sushi, first of all, I think it's really pretty. So I look at it, and like it literally, I look at it and it makes me happy to look at it, because it's so pretty. And then when I eat it, I genuinely sit and I savor each bite. And so I always, when I do that, when I get sushi, like if I go get a burger, that ain't a treat to myself. But when I get sushi, I always call it, because it's a little pricier than what I'd like to spend. That's why I call it my treat to myself, because I enjoy the experience. And that is one meal that when I eat it, I savor each bite. So that is a pleasurable thing as well. So maybe it's a special meal. Maybe it's sitting down with your family and having a meal, because maybe y'all are all so busy and everyone's just grabbing a bite here and there. Maybe that's your time, is that you all as a family stop and sit and have a nice meal together. So just think of little ways you can do that. And then again, Maya, not making sure that the time that you are spending is quality time, and not that, oh, I just blew an hour and I'm still frazzled, instead of I'm relaxed from it. All right, y'all. Well, if you don't have anything else, oh, and then I'm sorry, I just clicked off of that, but there's an article on there I encourage you to go read that had some really good tips. It's 10 stress managements. I don't know why it says for students, because it's for all of us, but exercise, visualization, calming breaths. I know that sounds, you hear about that, but if you've ever tried it where you're like really anxious, if you just do that breathing in stuff, breathe out, it literally, there's something they say that it does something with your mind and everything, but it actually really, really works. And I've done that if I get real anxious and like, or upset or something, I just minute to breathe, breathe out. And you actually do feel it. Listen to music was one of them. Get organized. That one's for Maya and all of us really. Eat a healthy diet. We were talking, I think Miss Jones, who's still with us, we were talking about that in the morning class, that, you know, that's been part of this, is we haven't been eating as well. Well, then when you don't eat as well, then you don't feel as well, because that kind of food like drags you down. So even just eating better is something, something that helps. So anyway, read that little article. It's a short little article, gives you some other tips. And then if there's nothing else, I will see y'all tomorrow and do something for you. All right. Okay. Bye, y'all.
Bye.